you to choose from to go with your Cricut Maker 3. Now, Anna, if they already have one of your previous Cricut Makers, will these work?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Sarah, that's what's amazing about the adaptive tool system, and Cricut's thought of everything. And so if you already have a Cricut Maker and you have some of these adaptive tools with that QuickSwap housing, they are going to work in your Cricut Maker 3.
So we have 4 different choices for you. I'll just go over them briefly. Wavy for a wavy edge, rotary for heavier fabrics. We have a knife blade for wood and dense materials like leather. There's also a scoring wheel to do the scoring line. So we'll go to Anna so she can actually show you all these in action. Each of them have a slightly different price, anywhere between $29 and $32 and change. Remember, everything is on 5 flexible payments today. Everything is on $5 fill your cart shipping and handling. So walk us through why we maybe want to add one of these to our order for different materials, right?
Right, right. Because it expands, right, we can make the machine an engraving machine. We can make the machine a fabric cutting machine just by changing the tool. So we open clamp B and remove our fine point blade, and that goes right here in that little tool holder. And then the QuickSwap housing goes right in the center, and it has a little wheel at the top, and we're going to press in. Now we're going back to the mat because when we start cutting on these fancy materials, this is crepe paper. This is the lightest material, one of the lightest materials that you can cut with all this industrial strength cutting. And what's important, you would definitely want to move these little star wheels out of the way as you get thicker with what you're cutting. So I'm using the little wavy blade to cut what is affectionately known as the perfect circle. And that means that when we are working with electronic cutting, that was way back in 2014 when we had the very first Cricut Explorer on HSN. The goal was to cut the perfect circle. Well, now we're actually telling the machine we're using the wavy blade, we're using cut. It says, all right, so it's actually looking for a different tool for my crepe paper, and it actually is telling me it wants our rotary blade. It's doing a performance update. Oh, fun. We've got a little firmware update happening right here while I'm trying to demonstrate this.
Of course.
Okay. Well, all right, I'll just cut to the chase and we'll show you exactly what this is capable of, which I think is so incredible. It's doing it right there. And that is so up close and personal. You couldn't do that any differently. You couldn't even see that here in my studio. That is so beautiful. That wavy blade is going to work for just the amazing types of things to give it a decal edge, like paper getting a decal edge. Everything that you need. I want to actually cancel this. Can you cancel that? Okay, perfect. So one of the things when you're changing your adaptive tool system, right? So you're doing, you're actually buying all the tools. You're going, all right, Anna Griffin, I want to use my knife blade. I want to use the rotary blade to actually connect with fabric on the machine. You know, I want to do all of those things. Even the foil transfer with the 2 tips. There were 3 tips. This will transfer hot foil, well, not hot foil, cold foil with pressure to paper. And so we're going to look at our rotary blade next, and if we can, and then what's going to happen is I'm choosing this. I'm really lucky I have actually all the tools, Sarah. And this is not something that we all have. So I'm going to just put this in rotary blade because that's what it was asking for. All right. And do I have it back? Okay, awesome. It wants my projects. This is my fancy computer, and so we get lost in the technology very quickly. All right, sorting mats into projects by color. It's telling me exactly what's happening, and when it stalled, I was worried. I was like, why is it stalling? Okay, so crepe paper, and now we have, all right, now it really wants the wavy blade, whatever it was doing. So we're gonna QuickSwap, change that out. All right, and we're gonna cut the wavy blade. We could spend all night on this, Sarah. Sorry about this, but There we go. All right, so what it's gonna do is it's going to cut those perfect circles. And those of you that are like me that really wanna get busy with crepe paper and make three-dimensional flowers, this is actually a project in Design Space. These flowers have been on the set all day at HSN that we sent so beautifully to adorn the set so that we could see all of this in action. But then crepe paper is going to, adorn your next party. You're able to buy the engraving blade and do an etching on glass. This has actually been painted over. And if you love to sew, you can do perfect pieces, right? Pattern pieces with the seam allowance in Design Space. This is going to cut each piece perfectly. And when we really get busy with the knife blade, just look at this. I think this is fantastic. So
well,
we're talking about chipboard monograms.
Right.
And then look at this, balsa wood right off the mat, right out of the Cricut Maker. This is all you have to do is get the knife blade.
Yeah, the knife blade does that thicker and dense material like wood and chipboard and 2mm leather. I mean, think about that. You could be